I'm Lauren. If I haven't met you yet, I am the new Marketing and Communications Coordinator. As part of my responsibilities, I will be hosting the Greenleaf Connects until Natalie returns. If you haven't heard, she is at the hospital in the process of giving birth, so we wish her all well, and our prayers and happy thoughts are with her. So, welcome again to Greenleaf Connect. Today, for our summer lunch and learn sessions, we have Stephanie Robinson. She'll be covering SMART goal setting and tracking. And most of you may know Stephanie is over all of the residential asset classes. Before we get started, I would like to go over the purpose of Greenleaf Connect, which is to hold a weekly forum for us to get together and talk about all things Greenleaf. Greenleaf Connect creates a space for us to be direct, informative, and build transparency for our audiences on specific and important topics, like the one we're going to be discussing today. I got a few more participants, so I'm just clicking them in. Excuse me for looking the opposite way. All right, so next up on the agenda is the rules of engagements. So first, if you want to change your presentation view, you can do that by moving the slider between the presentation and the speaker. You can make it big or small, either way. We do ask that you keep yourself muted during the presentation to avoid any feedback during the speaker's presentation. And we will hold a live Q&A session at the end, so you can hold all your questions until then. And as always, a friendly reminder that this is being recorded and will be made available on the Greenleaf Connect workplace page for future references, okay? And we will cover important dates as well. So be sure to hang on after Stephanie is done presenting. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Stephanie, and she's gonna take us straight into SMART goals, tracking and setting them.
Thank you, Lauren. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. So during this session, talking about SMART goals, we have 5 points here on the screen, and we are going to start with your vision, which creates a deeper meaning behind your goals. We're going to talk about how to write down your goals and make them SMART with heart. And a couple of tips and tricks on how to give your goals the attention that they need. We're going to talk about taking consistent, inspired action. So it's those small steps that lead to the big win, and then celebrating those successes. So the big thing is taking time to celebrate when you do accomplish a goal. So first up, we have the vision sheet. So all of the Greenleaf team members have a vision sheet in their playbook. Most of us fill this out as part of our onboarding and hiring process. I have mine up here from last year, and I wanted to show this to you all to help those people that have that mind block that happens when you look at a blank piece of paper with a circle and a bunch of lines. So the vision sheet is something in the center where that circle is where we come up with what is our vision going to be for this year. And it could be for this year, for next year, it could be for a period of time, but like, what is your vision? And around that vision that you'll see on my sheet are little milestones or little goals that will help me or will help impact my vision or complement my vision, right? So I have some words in red here because I'm going to jump to the next slide to give you that visual. But those words in red are kind of like a formula for my vision. One team member was like, how do you even write the vision, right? So we came up with a way of a formula, like fill in these blanks, and that would be like what a vision statement looks like. So we came up with these two sentences that if you could fill in one of these, it would be a whole sentence that could help you write your vision. So the first one was, by what type of activities or strengths I will help what group of people to achieve what, so these are fill in the blanks where the red is. Or this was the other way. I will help a specific group of people to achieve something. Like, what is it that you're going to help them achieve? And how are you going to help them achieve that? Right? So I'll jump back to my vision sheet and kind of talk about that again. So after you look at these formulas, it'll kind of make sense to what I'm getting at. So I chose the second sentence to say that I would help Greenleaf build better communities by providing value, customer satisfaction, and employee fulfillment. So that vision is touching all elements of my role. Now, your vision could also be something focused in your personal life, or it could be this big monster goal that you're trying to achieve, outside of work. Your vision is your vision. When I did this exercise, I was strictly work focused. That was my playbook. I love my playbook. It's on my desk. It's in my work bag when I'm not at the office. So I carry it everywhere I go. So the playbook is really important to me because it has all these tools in it that help me do a good job. If I have questions about processes or who to go to, all of that's in there. So to me, the playbook was super important. Since this page was in my playbook, I wanted my vision to be work related. So that's my focus. So when you finally come up with your vision, these little spaces around the vision sheet, these lines are where you would write what your goals would be. So by accomplishing these little goals here helps me complete my vision that I've written for the year. So I'm not going to read all of them, but like lease up Oak Hollow, the Grove, and Heritage Square, right? So if I work with my team to lease up these 3 properties that we had that were under renovations and unstable at the time, I would be building a better community. And I would also be helping Greenleaf meet some metrics, right? If I improve and track employee recognition, so that was another goal, like recognizing my team members. So that improving and tracking employee recognition helps employee fulfillment, right? So all of these little things here, the collecting used books for all of these birdhouse libraries that the team has put on properties, like that's helping my resident satisfaction. So all these little things that I've come up with roll into that one big master vision that I have for the year. Okay. So that's it on the vision. Basically, it's just filling out what your vision would be after you've thought about it and then putting little goals in there. And I'll tell you this, like, don't get overwhelmed with a whole bunch of lines either. Like some people have 4 things. Some people have way more things written out than I have on mine. I've seen team members decorate their sheet like with decorations on it and stickers and art. So that vision sheet is your vision and it's for you. But if it really grounds us as employees and team members of Greenleaf, and it really complements the culture we have here when we know what our vision is and we have goals to support our vision. Because if we have that mindset and we are living that culture, that's who Greenleaf is, and that creates this unity within our teams. You're not going to see this at many companies, and this is something unique about ours. So uber obsessed about goals for sure. So I will move on. That was the vision formula. So that was the second one. And now we're going to roll into goals, specific goals. So at Greenleaf, we train our team members to think big, right? When you have a goal, it needs to be written clearly. And we've identified, and we've learned this all the years that we've been talking about goals. It's out on the internet. Like if you write your goal SMART, written out SMART, that goal is complete. There isn't any questions if it's complete. The S in SMART stands for specific. Then there's measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So those 5 focuses roll into writing out one goal sentence. And that sounds like a lot. And it sounds like that is super overwhelming. I just want to make a simple goal. Well, you can make it simple, but if you add these little sprinkles of extra into it, it'll be so much more clearer to you. And when you have that clarity, everything changes. So I want to go through, just dig into these 5 things here, just for a quick few minutes, just to help make sure everyone understands. Okay. So here in the top is S is for specific. So it's a lack of clarity that creates chaos and frustration. Those emotions are poison to any living soul, right? So if it's not specific, you can't get to exactly what it is that you want to do if you don't know what you want. So you want to make sure it's specific. So you want to buy a house or a car, like how many bedrooms or bathrooms or what make and model, or if you want to start exercising, right? What kind of exercising? Is it biking, walking, running, yoga, those kind of things? Or how long do you want to exercise? So get as clear as possible when you're thinking about your goal on what it is that you want to achieve. And that helps paint a more vivid picture of what is specific about your goal. Okay. The next item is measurable, the M in SMART. So measurable, by setting a measurable goal, you'll know when you're going to get there. So when you end up achieving that goal, you're also going to know when you're going to celebrate that goal. So celebrating those goals are a really big thing for us. So like, for example, you want to lose weight. Well, how much weight do you want to lose? That you need that measurable piece. You want to increase your retention goal, right? So by how much do you want to increase your retention goal? You want to save money. How much money do you want to save? So forth and so on. So M is measurable. Next up, oh, this is my favorite, achievable. So, is this a stretch? Does this stretch me too thin? Like these funny looking little ferrets here, like they're just like, can we do it? Can we do it? So set yourself up to stretch so you can grow. And if you don't set yourself up to fail, like make sure it's stretching, but you're not going to fail. For example, like if you know you need a visa to travel to another country and it takes 6 months to get that visa, you're going to make sure that you set your goal to take that visa timeline into consideration, right? So think about achievable. Is it going to be achievable for me to complete this goal in 3 months when it takes 6 months to get a visa? So think about the achievable part, the A, when you're making your goals. Next up, we have the R for relevant. So what is the why behind your goal? That's the question I ask when I think about the R. So if it's a work goal I'm going to work on, is it something that's going to be relevant to me? Is that relevant to the company? Is it something I care about? Or is it going to be enough to make myself like work to go for it, to stretch for it, to say, is this going to be tough? Yeah. So make sure your work goals align with your metrics. So that was the other thing. When it's relevant, is it relevant to what you do? Is it relevant to who you are? Does it make sense for you? Right? So R is relevant. So understand the why behind the goal. And then last is T for time bound. So by when? When will you achieve that goal? So you're going to make your best estimate when you're writing out your goals. So you don't need to put too much stress or pressure on yourself for that T for the time bound. So there are times that you can achieve more than you dreamed, right? But sometimes you're not going to make that goal. And when we talk about goals every quarter, when you talk about them with your leader, sometimes you're like, oh, I never finished that goal. It's still in progress. I need to extend the date, right? And that's okay. So the T part is for time bound. It's not in concrete. It's something that is flexible, but definitely work hard. Don't take it lightly. Like just try to stay focused and work hard to make that time-bound goal that you put in that time-bound piece that you put inside of your goal. So T is for time-bound. It's just like your deadline of achieving the goal. So don't worry if you don't make it, just put time into it. And then the last piece, it's not part of the SMART, but it's my favorite part, is adding heart to your goal. So make sure your goal is written positively, right? Make sure it's it has emotion in it if you can, like it's something that's inspiring for you. And use present tense words, like use the ing verbs, like hoping and working, and those ing verbs when possible, because that means it's action and you're doing, and those are positive things. Okay, so add some heart to your goal if possible. Now, this next little cheat sheet here, I will not read through it, but we stole this from somewhere online when we were doing goals way back when we started kicking off this program, probably 6 or 7 years ago. But this is another way to look at SMART. It's still specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, right? But these questions down here are other ways to help you think about, like, how can I write this, or what kind of goal could I come up with? Okay, so there's some do's and don'ts listed here that you can come back to and reference. Okay, the next one, we are going to quickly talk about SMART, and I wanted to give specific examples to help you with that vision piece to it. So I can say all of these words, but for me, I'm a visual learner, so I would need someone to do this right here for me to connect all the pieces together. So I say, I have a goal. I want to lose weight by Christmas. Well, there's missing some components there. Some of the SMART pieces are not included. So in order to make that SMART, we need to know, like, how much weight do I want to lose? By Christmas, is it on Christmas Day? Is it the month of where Christmas is? Like, and then how many, like how much weight, or how are you going to do it? Like, there's a whole bunch of little things missing. That's from the SMART goals part that we could do to enhance this specific goal. So I wrote, I would like to cut out sugar and carbs from my diet in order to lose 15 pounds by December 25th, right? So I say how I'm going to do it, cut out sugar and carbs. Is that attainable? Yep, that sure is. You're going to cut it out from your diet to lose 15 pounds. So 15 pounds is very specific and it's measurable, right? That's each pound is something we can measure. And the date, by the T for time bound is December 25th, right? So is cutting out carbs and sugar relevant to losing weight? So that's the R. Yeah, it is. If I cut out carbs and sugar, I will lose weight. Like, it's going to happen. So that goal right here in red now is written SMART. Next is, I'd like to travel over July 4th holiday. Great. That sounds like a fun goal. I love adventure goals, right? So let's talk about that. To fulfill my sense of adventure, I would like to plan and take a trip to Paris over July 4th holiday, right? So we're adding in things that we're missing from the original goal, things that make this goal a lot more SMART, right? And then with the heart there, it was that sense of adventure. It's like, that's creating the emotional piece to the goal, okay? And the third one, I want to improve my metrics. Okay, what metrics do you want to improve? How much do you want to improve them? When do you want to improve them by, right? Like, so there's a bunch of open-ended questions to this goal that's written here. There's nothing wrong with the goal. It's just not written SMART. So I'd like to improve our occupancy metric by leasing 8 vacant units by June 30th in order to reach 95% occupancy. So now that goal is written SMART. And so I wanted you to have this visual to help you when you're writing your goal SMART. Next up, I have another visual, which is in your playbook. And these are the other way that we write out our goals each quarter, we use the pages in our playbook as well. And this is just like a template to help you make sure that you're writing them smart. So one of the goals from my playbook from last year was to show compassion. I would like to host 4 resident children's birthday parties by the end of 2021 by providing cake and a few presents. So that's my goal. I had to make sure I used the SMART. I put everything in there that I could think of to make it smart. And when did I want to achieve it? It was by December 31st, 2021. And then in our playbooks, you'll see there, it asks to write down some of the milestones that will help me achieve that goal by the end date. Okay. So some of the milestones to that goal was to, okay, what kids have birthdays that year that we could host for. So I need to identify the residents first, like what kids are we going to have the party for? What dates are we going to have it? I need to get supplies together, right? I needed to organize the office team, organize with them, because maybe I needed help on site, which I did. Every single time I had to ask the on-site team to come help me because it was a lot. And then I would host the party. So all these are little milestones that once I checked those boxes, after that milestone was accomplished, it would be helping me get closer and closer to that goal. And then what can my team do to help? That's another question on this playbook page. And it's very important to us. If it's something that Greenleaf or your team members can do to help you achieve your goals, we want to know about that. So be sure in your upcoming goal meetings, you're talking about that when your leader brings up goals during the meeting. So what can my team members do to help me with that goal? I said my team can help me pick a child to host and help me the day of the party. And the big thing is what are you going to do to celebrate, right? So typically we like, yay, we had the party and I accomplished my goal. Well, hello, Stephanie, what are you going to do for yourself to celebrate that big win about accomplishing that goal? So for me, I wrote where I am going to eat cake and post the pictures on Workplace. And that's what we did. So this is another visual for you to use when you're writing out your goals, like just to help you, guide you if you need that tool. Okay. And we are closing up here, right here. So after you've written all of your goals in your playbook or wherever it is that you keep track of your goals, the most important thing is to find some way to pay attention to them. And you do that every day. Try to do it often. I have a few ideas. And one thing I wanted to share is during an interview with a new team member at the end of last year, it was so cool when I was interviewing this maintenance technician and we were talking about how I'm so obsessed with goals at Greenleaf and, you're going to come on my team and I'm going to be talking to you about goals every quarter and we're going to talk about them in the goal meetings. It was really cool that he's like, oh, cool, I'm obsessed with goals too. And he shows me his phone and his backdrop on his background on his phone were like visuals of written out of were his goals. And another team member has like a beach scene on the back of their phone, the screensaver, because they have a goal to get to the beach to go fishing in the ocean, right? So using your devices to put them as your backdrops is a really cool idea. If you have a notebook, like have your goals just like taped to the page inside your notebook. So that way you often look at it or reminded to think about your goals, right? You can create on this picture here is a gratitude and dream jar, but you can make a goal jar. Just have that little jar sitting on the corner of your desk and it has all your goals in it. Pull one out and read it and think about it and say, okay, this is the one I'm going to focus on now. How can I get it done? We also see on this picture is our vision boards, and we love hosting the third week of every January. We all get together and have a vision board party, and we create our vision boards for the year. And so that's another way, have your vision board hanging up. I'm actually borrowing Lisa's desk today, and I see her vision board over here, and it's really cool. Just to have that visual reminder whenever you're working, to have that near you. Another one is talk to your coworkers or your loved ones about the goals that you have, because that typically creates a conversation starter. You know, if you're like, hey, Steph, I have this goal to do this big renovation in my front yard, right? So the next time I see you, hey, how's that renovation going, right? So just make sure other people around you or know about your goal, and it helps encourage you to get that goal completed. So, and this little last picture here is just adorable. So visualize your goal, right? You see that little cat, he's like looks in the mirror and it's that big mighty lion. So you do the same. You look at your goal and see where you want to be. So if you didn't have a goal, there wouldn't be anywhere you were trying to go or something you were trying to accomplish, right? So with the same as this little cat, you look at your goals and be like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So inspire yourself, you know, by looking in the mirror or looking at that goal and saying, yes, I'm going to be focused on this and I'm going to do this. At Greenleaf, every quarter, we keep track of goals. So if your manager knows about the goals that you have pending, we put those on our master goal sheet, and we get rewarded when our goals are completed. And so like another benefit that Greenleaf has is like we get paid to accomplish our goals. So why not list out goals? Why not try to go accomplish goals? Like you're going to go do something fun. You're going to do something great for yourself. It's going to boost who you are emotionally when you accomplish a goal, right? And then the bigger piece is you even get paid for it. So it's great to have a goal mindset. Sometimes we just get in the rut and things just get so busy that we forget about them. But that's where we have each other, we have our teams, and you know, we need to say, okay, let's stop. None of us has talked about goals in a month. Let's just make tomorrow a goal day. Like, let's talk about goals. Let's have lunch together and talk about it, and let's make some commitments. So use each other and try to use some of these helpful techniques that I have here to complete your goals. And then on the last slide here, it's just the cutest statement that's so inspiring, is that if you don't have to see the whole staircase, it's just taking the first step, right? So it's like, okay, I know I have this great goal, but I just need a push, right? You don't have to see the whole stairway, just go one step and you're one step closer. Okay. And that's all I have for you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Round of applause. That was an amazing presentation. Really appreciate it. It was very informative to me because I have not done the goal setting yet. So this gave me lots of insight and lots of things to think about. So thank you.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, so that concludes our presentation today from Stephanie. We're now going to open the floor, or the Zoom, I should say, to group questions. If you would like to raise your hands, you can use those reaction buttons on the bottom of your screen, unmute yourself, and you can come on camera. You can also put your questions in the chat. I'll be monitoring that. So if anyone has a question there, I could definitely read that out loud. So anyone have any questions today? Would anybody like to share about their goals or anything? Comments, concerns? All right, well, I'm not gonna hold anyone longer than you need. Oh, hey, who's that?
Leah.
Oh, hey, Leah, how's it going?
Good. I just want to share something with you guys. So one of my goals, it was actually not a goal, but like a dream, was become a green card holder. At that time when I joined Greenleaf, I was just with a permit because of an issue that I had. I was victim of a crime, and that's how I could actually obtain my documents. So that was one of my dreams, to become a legal permanent resident in this country. And so I reach out to my supervisor, then my supervisor reach out to Stephanie. Stephanie actually reached out one of our lodgers that we had with the company. I went to an appointment, then Greenleaf was able to actually help me to accomplish my dream. And I wanted to share that with you guys.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That's an
Thank
awesome
you.
story. Yes. I'm glad you shared. Would anyone else like to share? Any other comments, concerns, updates on goals?
I know Monica is accomplishing a goal this weekend.
Uh-oh, Monica.
Monica. She's gonna hate me for putting her on the spot because she's so shy.
She's coming.
I know she is. And you guys will be like, what? When she tells you, she needs to say it.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Monica.
What was the question again?
I want you to tell them about the goal you are accomplishing this weekend. You're going to take the video and post it on Workplace.
Oh, no. So one of my goals was to learn how to play the drums. And so I'm taking classes once a week. And then Stephanie told me that I have to take a video and post it on Workplace. So, oh my God, I'm checking just to think about it. But yeah, I guess I will do it this week and post it next week on the Workplace.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. We'll keep an eye out for that. That sounds fun, playing the drums. I don't know how to play any instruments.
She said she would rather put a video of herself singing instead of playing the drums. I was like, what? I would rat-a-tat all day long, not even caring and not sing.
Right, same
she's more
here.
confident in her singing skill than playing the drums. And I was like, oh no, your goal is playing the drums. I want to see it. That 10 seconds, that's all, Monica. It's not a big deal. You got this.
It is.
You got it.
You can do it, Monica.
Okay. Okay.
You can do it.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
trying to like get you excited. You got it.
No, I don't.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, guys. Anyone else like to share? We still have a few minutes here. Well, I'll go ahead and talk about some upcoming dates. If you still would like to share, feel free to come off mute or raise your hand. So upcoming, we have lots going on. So this will be available again on the Workplace Greenleaf Connect page, Monday, the 20th. We also have our Camp Greenleaf volunteer event coming up soon. That's going to be July 26th through the 28th. You can still sign up and volunteer for that if you like. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly and we can talk about that. Also upcoming, we have July 19th, a lot of holidays happening actually. Juneteenth is on June 19th. Juneteenth is on June 19th. It's going to be public observed holiday on Monday as well. And then we have Father's Day on June 19th. June 30th, we have our bowling tournament. I heard a lot went down this Thursday. I'm sorry I missed it. And coming soon, we have Kazoo as well. So up next on the Greenleaf Connect schedule, we have myself, yours truly. I'll be closing out the month with a presentation on creating and maintaining your online presence. We hope that you will join us for that and keep an eye out for the July schedule. It will be coming soon. Last but not least, we do have a friendly reminder to use the Kudo platform so you can start earning Kazoo points. As previously announced, Kazoo will be part of the Kazoo point system. So we'll be getting credit for completing Kazoo courses. But if you have any questions about the system, the programs, or logging in, just reach out to me directly. I'll be happy to help. And I just want to say thank you again for everyone who participated today. Thank you for your wonderful presentation, Stephanie, and all of our participants who shared. Happy Friday, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.